All right, folks, look, there's been a lot of conversation about the insanity going on in Israel right now. And of course, we have been speaking about it. We've expected it to come. We know that it has been at an absolutely extreme level. The violence is increasing. The insanity is beyond anything that we could possibly imagine. And quite frankly, Israel is taking it from everywhere, right? There's internal division with respect to a lot of these changes that they're wanting to make internally, which, by the way, I think Bibi is right in wanting to make the changes that he's making. I think the Mossad is also backing him up in it. And a lot of these judicial reforms need to be made, but that's beside the point. That's really not my issue here. But the issue at hand is looking at all of the other external issues that Israel's been facing. Put aside a lot of the rioting that's been happening, a lot of the protesting and all the other things that go with that. Consider what's happened in Syria, right? All of the different attacks back and forth. The attacks from Lebanon, right? Particularly the southern border and Hezbollah, right? What about Gaza or Judea, Samaria? All within the green line, folks. This is no joke. Lots of crazy attacks have been happening, and it seems as though it's all on an uptick. But I came across an article the other day in Israel Hayom, and the title of the article really doesn't shock me, surprise me, didn't really get my attention, but there was one line in the article that did, and it goes to prove a very important point. Let me read it to you. It says, so far, the silver lining in the recent uptick in violence is that despite Israel being attacked on multiple fronts, and of course, we talked about those multiple fronts, right? Syria, Lebanon, all these different places. The enemies have so far not been united. Now, why is that such a significant line, and why does that sort of grab me? It grabs me because more than ever, that has been completely true. What's remarkable is the fact that there are diplomatic relationships that are continuing to grow with key Middle Eastern nations between Israel and these other nations. Russia is becoming more and more approving of these relationships and actually trying to contribute to them. You have nations like China, by the way, at the hand of Russia, seeking to create a peace treaty between people like Saudi Arabia and Iran, which of course is a very interesting implication tied to it, particularly with the enhanced efforts that the UAE has been making to tie in their relationship even closer with Israel. Of course, that would not happen had it not been for the pressuring of the royal family to do so, because the UAE becomes the royal family's back channel tool to be able to get close to Israel. Folks, what all of this means is really interesting, and that is so much of what we're seeing right now isn't going to go anywhere. As a matter of fact, it's going to intensify, and eventually it will culminate to a very temporary peace, economic security, then a radical attack that will be led by a coalition of nations against Israel. The world will not be able to stop them, yet God will. And then, folks, we're going to see the commencement of a crazy time in world history where God begins to deal with his ancestrally chosen people, the Jews, and the world is going to change forever. Folks, things are happening. They're happening rapidly. We know that Christ could come for his church at any moment, and it's time for us to get our heads up, to keep looking to the Lord and recognizing the world we're living in. It's exciting, especially when you're walking with the Lord. That's it, folks. God bless you.